We are going to be having, once again, the celebration of the villain. There is no vigilante to save you. There is no one to stop this. Sting is back! Scorpion Death Drop! He is back! And he has gone right for the World Champion! Hello and welcome, Universe Mode. This is Monday Night Raw. Well, it is the penultimate Raw of this series of Universe. There's only one more after this one is finished. But coming out of last week, there was plenty to talk about, and that plenty came from the main event scenario. That plenty came from, as you saw at the start of this show, the return of the Vigilante Sting. And what a return it was during Marty Scurll's victory celebration. Scurll ain't here tonight. Scurll legitimately is claiming he has a minor injury following Payback, which, if you're anyone with a brain, would make you realize he's scared. Anyway, before we talk about anything more about that, we have a great card coming up for you here tonight. Another US title match on its way. Constable Dredge, desperate to get that United States Championship away from Lars Sullivan, willing to do anything in his power to try, and in trying, he is going to look to make sure that Bobby Roode can be the one to do it here tonight. Roode will challenge Lars Sullivan for the United States Championship. Sullivan beat Cesaro last week for the title in the main event, and now here he challenges Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode challenges him for it, looking to try and take it away from him. That'll be an entertaining match, but it will not be the main event. This will be the main event, and what a main event it is. Sting making his in-ring return for the first time in the better part of 5 or thereabout months, 6 months maybe. It has been since we last seen the Stinger in one-on-one action. Sting prepares for this matchup here against Mr. Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns, with big news to tell as well after everything that happened last week that I will get into in the main event of this evening. However, before we can get into any of that, I have reports that something's going on backstage. We got to go backstage right now. Oh my goodness, we're backstage here and it is kicking off. It is Rosemary assaulting. Oh my goodness! Rosemary assaulting Asuka backstage. She just nailed her with a spear. Asuka must be taken from behind. She was preparing for a match against Emma up next, and now here she is in a fight. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Just slamming her into the concrete flooring. That is Asuka down and out, and Rosemary just walking off in the opposite direction. The Raw Women's Champion has picked her next target. Well, now after that, here comes Curtis Axel of all people to this ring. How is this guy still employed? But what the hell just happened at the start of the show? I mean, Asuka's out cold backstage, or in some sort of degree like that, and Rosemary just assaulted her, and Jesus, that is pretty serious that happened. But what is going on with Axel right now? A pretty high-octane start to this episode of Universe, and now Axel going on about how, well, we thought he had left the brand, but he wants to turn it all around. He claims he's a new Curtis Axel, a Curtis Axel we haven't seen before. It's kind of tough to think about this all right now, judging by what we just saw and the fact that is Axel really someone we can trust to stay to his word like that? He thinks he can blow us all away with his magnificent in-ring skills, changing for the better. He's doing it for his own good. He wants to be doing what he loves most, and that is wrestling. And he believes that he has to prove himself to everyone, to Constable Dredge, the Raw General Manager, of course. He has done nothing but let everyone down. Trust me, I don't think people care that much they're letting them down, Curtis Axel. He believes, he has one more match to see if he is worthy enough to be around here on Monday Night Raw. Great, we're going to see Curtis Axel for one more week, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's still talking. Once again, just like Payback, he doesn't know who his opponent is. Constable Dredge keeping it a secret until next week, so it's got to be someone good. Curtis Axel believes he will be on top, and he will be on the Raw brand where he truly belongs. He thanks everyone for supporting him, and we'll see what happens next week. I don't think anyone is supporting you at all, Curtis Axel. But if you want to think that, then, go right ahead. His last chance handed in front of him now at next week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the last episode of Monday Night Raw in this universe. Sorry, for 2K18. Against who, we don't know, but hey, one more week. Well, already we've had a pretty wild start, I think is the best way of saying it, to this episode of Monday Night Raw. Jesus, I mean, wow. All right, well, let's hope we get some calm in this one then. And maybe for the rest of the night as well to go with it. Coming up next, it is going to be a #1 Contenders tag team matchup involving Magnum Opus against American Alpha. I said this the other week, and it remains true to this moment. I am surprised, I think is the best way of saying, that Magnum Opus are getting another shot at the tag team titles. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very astonishing that this is happening. The truth is I'm really not too certain what to make of it. I think after their performance at Payback, it was more than proof enough that they, simply put, weren't worthy of another shot at those titles. They were handedly beaten by the Revival, but here they are, granted this #1 Contenders match by default. Remember, last week, Heavy Machinery and American Alpha had to fight in a tag team match to determine who would get this shot against Magnum Opus. That's not even for the shot at the Revival. That's just to get into the #1 Contenders match. And now here we are with these two teams rather, trying to see who are going to be the actual #1 Contenders. It is astonishing to me that this kind of opportunity was granted to Magnum Opus. Like I said, I don't think these guys deserved it. But if that's what Constable Judge wants to believe, then let him, I guess. It's not my problem. I'm not the general manager of this place. He is. Nevertheless, let's get ready for this matchup. Both American Alpha and Magnum Opus have faced the Revival for the tag team titles. American Alpha were just before SummerSlam in a fantastic matchup for the World Tag Team titles, in which the Revival bested them, hung on to their tag team titles, and retained them. Which was pretty entertaining, I think. A very entertaining tag team match, and I want to see trying to find the words right now. I want to see if they can do it again. I want to see if maybe with a second opportunity, American Alpha can best them, or if the Revival can hang in there again and beat American Alpha. You can tell I'm talking about American Alpha versus the Revival because A, I'm not interested in Magnum Opus versus the Revival again, and B, if it was, I think it'd be an even bigger blowout than before. It just doesn't intrigue me. But I think quite a lot of people are intrigued if they saw American Alpha against Magnum Opus. American Alpha against Magnum Opus? Definitely not. American Alpha against the Revival. Magnum Opus have the potentiality to be some kind of a big team. I mean, they've shown it in spurts. They've shown their value more than once. No, maybe once. And I wonder if, down the line, they can get something out of this. But, a masterpiece just doesn't be created in the blink of an eye. A masterpiece takes time to form, and that is, of course, exactly what a Magnum Opus is. The literal translation of it is a masterpiece. So, we'll see how long it'll take for that masterpiece to form, to be created, but I don't think it'll happen here tonight. I don't think it's going to happen against American Alpha, and I don't think they'll be getting another shot against the Revival for the tag team titles. Tag made, though. Aiden English in off the tag. Let's see what will happen here. Drop toe hold from Sandow. Elbow drop from English. Good stuff from Damien Sandow, as I find myself saying on a great many occasions, the work that Sandow does in this ring for Magnum Opus, only for it to essentially be undone by the work of Aiden English. Let's see what will happen here. Lift it up, maybe. No, dragon screw there from Chad Gable. And a Northern Lights suplex by him as well. And this is exactly what I was on about, how things can derail under Aiden English, as Jason Jordan now sees the light of day for the first time in this match as the legal man. Back suplex there, and Aiden English sent on his way. Aiden English trying to crawl for the tag into Sandow. No such luck. Ducks the clothesline though. Will be looking. And all gets countered there. And a lovely clothesline from Jason Jordan. And make sure to do his best as well to deny him. Making the tag into Damien Sandow. Send over the top rope though. And that will be the opening. That will be exactly where the tag will be made into Sandow. And Sandow now from behind, looking for a back suplex. No, turns it into a face buster. Jason Jordan on the back foot now for a moment. I mean, I gotta be honest, when this team was formed, I was expecting 100% Aiden English, but I mean, there's no easy way of saying it. I think it's been really good performances every week from Sandow in this ring, and I think he's really proving his worth as a member of this team and as a member of the Monday Night Raw roster. And I wonder if, you know, if this masterpiece fails for Aiden English, if it's a, you know, if it's a blowout, if Constable Dredge will see something in the future for this man. That is what I ponder as I witness them week in and week out. But I wonder what the Revival are thinking as well as they watch on this tag team matchup right now, as they see Jason Jordan doing his best to take care of Damien Sandow, throwing him into their own turnbuckle, connecting with a shoulder tackle as well, and a belly-to-belly that will follow up because of it. And all of a sudden, you can kind of feel the end starting to seep into this matchup. In the corner you go. Tag made it to Chad Gable. This could very well end it. Grand amplitude. Cover made. Aiden English down. Oh, Sandow. He kicks out at 2. Dropkick attempt on English, countered there. And a cheap shot from Aiden English as well. That is not going to leave American Alpha happy campers, but wow, there was no way that Sandow was getting up to his feet right there. Gets out of it, kicks the leg there, brings him in again. Russian leg sweep, and very nicely done. If I was Sandow, maybe a tag to English, maybe my best bet, or not, because he's setting up for the elbow of disdain into the chest of Chad Gable, and I think a stomp in the chest will follow up after it. Sandow might have been looking for something big there, might have been looking for the victory for his team, but he was stopped, and Chad Gable takes the arm away from him there temporarily. Flying forearm as well, trying to make the crawl in, trying to crawl, oh wow, not to English, but to the ropes to pull himself up. Back elbow as well now, and Sandow, oh, now he's got the moment, now he had the opportunity, and English is in off the tag, and right into a drop kick after it as well. Chad Gable, what else does he have in store here? That is not American Alpha's turnbuckle. Oh, Chad Gable going to look for the O'Connor roll, and he will follow it through into a German suplex. Beautifully struck. Will that do it? No, a kick out from Aiden English at 2. Well, they would have hoped that that would have been the end, but it was not. For American Alpha, Aiden English still hanging on in there, still getting counted right now as well to go along with it. Irish whip, pulled back, belly to belly. Overhead punch there. Tag made, Chad Gable back in this one. What more are we going to see from American Alpha? Threw him over there with some kind of a hip toss, and then down on the arm again. Lovely work there, though, from American Alpha. Their tag team coordination working beautifully. Aiden English pulling out another counter running neckbreaker from behind as well. Snapped on that one. That is going to hurt Chad Gable. I'm surprised the Magnum Opus have hung on as long as they have, in all honesty. Or rather, should I say that Aiden English has hung on as long as he has in this one. Up and over the top rope now. Chad Gable going to bring him back in with another hip toss. Chad Gable might look for the end of this one, because he's got the armbar applied now in the middle of the ring on Aiden English. Will English tap out here? He's kicking. He's trying to fight his way towards the ropes. trying to see if he can get himself out of this one. There is nowhere to go. Sandow not coming in to make the save. Aiden English going to have to force his own way out of this submission if he wants to keep the hopes alive for Magnum Opus, and wow, he will! He will keep himself in this one. Up and over the top rope now. Aiden English trundling slowly over towards Sandow. Tag mate here. Well, Aiden English served as a perfect whipping puppet, but has Sandow had enough time to recover? He is sent right into the turnbuckle of American Alpha. Oh, and the tag will be made. Aiden English can distract all he wants, but it's not going to work out. Grand amplitude to Sandow. There goes it. Oh, no, wait. There goes English. Cover on Sandow. And it's over. American Alpha will face the Revival for the tag team titles. I'm not too sure when it is. I'm not sure if it's next week or maybe at some point in the 2K18 universe. What I can say for certain, though, is that American Alpha are the #1 contenders to the tag team titles. They will face the Revival for those tag team titles. They will be the next opponents for them. That should be very interesting indeed to witness between those two teams. A rematch from just before SummerSlam. Like I said, Magnum Opus maybe in time will become a better team. They seemed a better team in some ways here tonight, but they just aren't the team that Aiden English is looking for. And I don't think you can just get a team like that in the blink of an eye either. Nevertheless, Revival versus American Alpha again. You better believe I'm okay with that. Let's move on to our next contest, though. And this should be an entertaining contest, no doubt about it. Coming up next, Cesaro against Kassius Ohno. Alright then, let's do this one. Cesaro, Kassius Ohno. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. Two former very close friends before they made their separate paths towards this universe, and now it turns into a matchup between the pair of them. This one is, man, this one's going to be a very, very entertaining one, to say the least. I'm excited to see where this one goes. I'm excited to see who can get the win. Cesaro, of course, last week, as I discussed earlier on in this evening, challenged for the United States Championship unsuccessfully over Lars Sullivan. Did put in one hell of a showing, though. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But in the end, it just was not enough. Lars Sullivan doing everything he can to keep that United States Championship around his waist. I have no idea what is going on with things outside of this universe in terms of Lars Sullivan. In essence, it is not my duty to know such things. It is something that I have nothing to do with. But the reality is that Lars Sullivan is still the United States Champion and will be defending his United States Championship up next against Bobby Roode. As for here tonight, one-on-one, Cesaro, Ohno right now. Both men perhaps looking to get a win to get themselves closer to that title again, which could definitely assist the pair of them, I believe, heading forward. Here is Ohno, ready and braced for this one. Does he have it in him, though, to overcome Cesaro here? Ohno, of course, beat, was it Jay Lethal in the United States Championship tournament to get to Payback, where he thought he was fighting Goto, only for Lars Sullivan to attack Goto backstage, lay him out, and then lay out Ohno within a few minutes to have that United States Championship back around his waist. Since then, we have learned that Hiroki Goto picked up an injury as a result of the attack, courtesy of Lars Sullivan, and Kassius Ohno is here just over a week later, ready to fight once again, because why wouldn't he be? Ohno is a fighter, and if there is an opportunity to fight, you better believe Kassius Ohno is going to be there right away. So let's see how this one goes here tonight between these two. I think whatever the result, the right man won. I think it's that simple to say. They both deserve a victory, and whichever one does win, congrats to them. And no surprise there, a handshake between the two guys as well. That's great to see. And now we can get underway. And here they go. Collar and elbow tie up between the pair of them now. Kassius Ohno side headlock immediately takes Cesaro down. May have taken the Swiss Superman off guard a little bit. Cesaro now able to transition into a side headlock of his own. Countered, backed up by Cesaro all the way to the ropes here. Ohno with a good opportunity. Went for a big kick. Whiffed on it. Oh, sorry, didn't whiff on it. Cesaro moved out of the way there. Ohno now. Go behind. Cesaro counters into a go behind of his own here. Both men trying to trade with one another. Really goings. Nice job here by Cesaro. Keeping the aggression on. Ohno able to counter though. And Snapmares his way out of it, and a cravat neck breaker now to Cesaro. Nicely struck. As we wait to see now what Ohno can do with a little bit of time to control himself here. Forearm in the face, countered. And here we go now, Cesaro setting him up. Lovely job with that suplex back into the ring there. Countered back though by Kassius Ohno, and now a straight jacket powerbomb could be on its way. No, Cesaro fights himself out of that grip and is able to hit a few strikes there to get himself out of it as well. Turning Ohno around, German suplex struck with it, covers Ohno here with the bridge, only getting a 1 count though, and not much more. Nice quick strikes there from Cesaro to Kassius Ohno. Stumbles away from the ropes and into a spinning European uppercut. Key move that Cesaro used to have in his arsenal, and Ohno, as if to say, I know how that move goes. I've seen it plenty of times in my career, and I have no problem kicking out of it right away either. Ohno able to counter there on Cesaro, and this time might actually get this powerbomb in now that he has a window of opportunity to work with, and he will strike with it as well. Elbow into the knee as well, trying to take away Cesaro's natural strength. If you take away a guy's knee, it's going to be tough for him to keep you up. It's going to be tough for him to slam you, just like Ohno did to Cesaro there with that Gotch-style pile driver. Uh-oh, Kassius Ohno backing himself up into the turnbuckle now. Cesaro, if he isn't vigilant enough, is going to be on the receiving end of a discus. Big boot! And Kassius Ohno might only be 1 move away from victory here. Gonna look for KO, gonna look for death by elbow. Stopped by Cesaro, stuffed by him, who again is in with that springboard European uppercut. And look at this. Shows how well these two guys know each other. Straight jacket powerbomb by Cesaro. Transitions it into a buckle bomb. Thing of beauty there from Cesaro. Countered by Ohno. And Ohno in now. Suplex. No, just going to drop him. He's going to risk it all year though. Out on the apron. Back in. Tope's back into the ring, then Cesaro feeling the effect of that one on his ribs, and he's going to feel it again because Senton Splash comes in. What a contest this has been thus far, just showing how well these two guys know each other. The back and forth of the pair of them. Their ability to almost counter the same move as well. Cesaro, though, able to hold him in place temporarily. And what an uppercut to strike with as well. Drilled him with it. Cesaro, great overhead suplex there. What a bridge to go with it, but can only secure the count of 1. Look at this now. Swiss Superman going up high. Elbow drop down on Ohno. Into another cover. Will this do it? No. Kassius Ohno kicking at it too. Nice uppercut there by Cesaro. And a saw. Leaping. Spinning European uppercut there by Cesaro. But Ohno is still in this one. He's going to look for another pile driver or another powerbomb. He's going to get neither of them because Cesaro can still muster up the counter there from behind. Cesaro now. Straight jacket German suplex. Cesaro moving Ohno closer towards the middle of the ring, and this is why, for this incredible feat of strength that we're about to see. Be your eyes on 3 of them, rolling from one into the other, a trio of deadlift, gut-wrench suplexes. And Cesaro Is he on his way to closing this one out now? He's going to look for the submission victory. Cesaro turns Ohno over and locks in the sharpshooter here. Will this do it? Can Ohno get himself out of this one? Can he survive? Can he fight on against Cesaro? He can't get to the ropes because of Cesaro, the way he's clamped down on Ohno, preventing Ohno from being able to move. He's either going to have to fight out or tap out. And Ohno had no choice but to tap out. Cesaro is your winner. And he's been leaving quite the impact since arriving on Monday Night Raw in his short tenure. But a win for Cesaro is in the books. Another one achieved for him there. And that is one way to bounce back from last week's loss to Lars Sullivan. To get a win over a close friend in Ohno. It was very well done. There's no doubt about it. That was a very well done performance by Cesaro. Ohno was trying, and it may have been a different story to this matchup if he had struck with death by elbow. But he didn't. And as a result, Cesaro walks out of this one your winner here this evening on Monday Night Raw. What is next for the Swiss Superman going forward? Well, that is a question for Constable Dredge to have the answer to. What is absolutely sure, though, is that was another entertaining match between two entertaining athletes on Monday Night Raw. I don't think Ohno lost anything by losing that match, in all honesty. I think that just goes to show how set in place Ohno is as well. He's a guy who can lose 3 or 4 matches, win 1 match, and he's right back in the talking point for everything. Good for him in that case. Nevertheless, let's move on to our next contest. It is time for the United States Championship matchup. Bobby Roode versus Lars Sullivan. Alright. Well, time to see what happens in this one then. With Bobby Roode and that chance to be the United States champion. It is you ask me, I think it is a small chance for this man, but it is a chance nonetheless for the glorious one, Bobby Roode. Can we get some smoke for this poor guy? He just looks a bit odd, just, moving around on a pedestal that, that just looks a little bit lonely. Nevertheless, Bobby Roode has been entrusted with the opportunity here tonight, and he's been given a good few opportunities under the Raw General Manager. There's no doubt about it. Constable Dredge has been handing him a good few opportunities since he got into his role. I mean, he's had opportunities against the likes of Hiroshi Tanahashi. I think he had a match with Daniel Bryan as well, may well have. I know Tanahashi was his biggest, probably his biggest one, his biggest call. And now he's got one here tonight against Lars Sullivan for the United States Championship. And oh no. Oh, no. You knew he wasn't going to wait. You had that sense within you. Sullivan ain't interested in this whole entrance. He's interested in putting things to rest ASAP. From behind on Bobby Roode. And onwards we go towards the ring. Lars Sullivan just didn't want to wait. The Freak wasn't interested in any of that. What he's interested in is hurting Bobby Roode and putting things to bed right now. No, powerbombs him down into the apron and then into the steel bar. It keeps the ring upright. Bobby Roode could be out already. No, he's not though. Roode is going to try and fight on. He hasn't even had a chance to get his robe off. This one has just got underway right in front of him. Sullivan went for the clothesline, ducked. Roode tried for an attack there, stopped. And now planted down with a backbreaker. Lars Sullivan being as aggressive as he can off the start here. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he do that? He wants to defend his US Championship and get this over and done with. This is a guy who has become public enemy #1 around here since what he did at SummerSlam. And you got to imagine there is a sick part of this man that welcomes it as well. This is the man responsible for why Dario Inallo isn't around here anymore. Why Hiroki Goto is on the injured shelf. And why Bobby Roode, if he's unlucky here tonight, could find himself in the very same position. Kicking the gut there from Roode. Looking for a big slam there, countered by Sullivan. Oh my goodness, gorilla press slam, and down goes Bobby Roode into the mat. It doesn't look like it's going to be getting any easier for him either. Huge power put into that Irish whip, but Roode is trying to fight on you to the best of his abilities, time in and time out. But time and time again, Sullivan is just stopping him. Give credit to Roode. He got blindsided, and he's still fighting on. Lariat from behind there. But look at how quickly Sullivan gets up to his feet, like it didn't even impact him. Sullivan right back into things. What a takedown there, though, from Bobby Roode. That could be the Glorious One's opening in this whole thing. And it may very well be. Rolling cutter now to Sullivan, and the US champ starting to reel for a moment here. Double axe handle to the back there. Oh, Roode looking to go to any length to try and be US champ. Sullivan got up to his feet meanwhile, but Roode still in with a counter. Maybe not anymore. Oh no, what are we going to see now? Oh no, is Sullivan thinking it's time already to try and put this one to bed? Well, if he was, Bobby Roode denied him by getting up to his feet. Sullivan standing there, watching, waiting for the moment to strike, and he still got that shoulder tackle off. Bobby Roode, though, able to muster up a counter there to whatever Sullivan was looking for. And Roode now could strike big if he's good, if he's quick enough here. Sullivan stops him, runs him down with that lariat this time. Oh, and this time, there, oh yep, that time there was nothing stopping Roode from an impact with the floor there, just throwing way up in the air. Sullivan splashing down from the second rope to go with it, and the freak now is starting to rain down on Bobby Roode. The Glorious One had some fight in him, but you know Sullivan just wants to get rid of it all. I don't know how or where Roode is fighting this fight within him right now, but he most certainly has it in him. Roode might have been looking for another big move there. Sullivan denied it. Sullivan gets countered there and sent into the turnbuckle by Bobby Roode, who is countered by Lars Sullivan, who is countered by Bobby Roode, and Roode striking there with that closed fist. Referee let it go. I think the referee is fine with letting a few things go in Bobby Roode's favor in this one. Roode from the second rope now. Drop kick, double axe handle. What will he look for? Oh, it's a blockbuster. Blockbuster neck breaker there from the Glorious One. And that could put him in the seat to be the United States champion. Looking for the suplex. Sullivan counters and hits him right in the gut. And Lars Sullivan will pounce. Freak accident to Bobby Roode with 1, 2, and 3. Lars Sullivan retains the United States Championship. He only needs one. He only needed one this week. And one was more than enough to retain that title. Roode was trying to fight back, but it always felt like he was on an uphill climb from that pre-match attack. Sullivan now, for another week, is the United States champion. Bobby Roode cannot be happy with what happened at the start of that match, but he's going to have to accept it, as is the Raw general manager, and as we all are. Lars Sullivan remains the United States champion, and if the idea for Constable Dredge is to do this week in and week out, the real question to ask is who's going to be able to stop this guy? Really, who's going to be able to do it? Because I simply don't know. Let's move on, though, to our main event of the evening, and what an entertaining main event of the evening it's going to be as well. For the first time in a few months, Sting in action against Mr. Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns, with some big news coming up as well as the match gets underway. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We are lined up and ready for this main event of the evening. It has been a long time since we heard this music, but the crowd stands for it nonetheless. The arrival of Sting. What a welcome arrival this is at that as well. The Crow is back in ring action. And after what we saw last week, as I said at the top of the evening, Marty Scurll ain't here. He claims a minor injury. he is scared of Sting. Let's be real. Marty Scurll ain't here for one reason tonight, and it's because of that man. It is because of Sting. He is scared of what happened last week. And he has every right to be scared as well of next Sunday, the series finale of this universe. When it comes to No Way Out, there is big news regarding it. October 7th, last episode of this series of universe. Not only can I announce right now that it will be live streamed, broadcast live to everyone, but on top of that, it will be Sting versus Marty Scurll for the World Heavyweight Championship at No Way Out to go with it. Sting is the #1 contender to the Villains World title. There is your big news before this matchup can even get underway. And here is Mr. Money in the Bank, who might be lying in the wait after that match ends at No Way Out. It is Roman Reigns who will be ready to jump on that opportunity to finish the deal and to take home the World Heavyweight Championship. We will see about that, though, in, well, just over a week. It wouldn't surprise me if Reigns sees that as his opportunity to pounce. However, Mr. Money in the Bank may work in a few mysterious ways. We shall wait and see how that all goes. What I can say for certain is that Roman Reigns heads into this matchup here tonight with a big chip on his shoulder. You know, he's got a big match here. He's fresh off of his victory at No Way Out over Shawn Michaels. Oh, sorry, not No Way Out. Payback over Shawn Michaels. And now, with that Money in the Bank briefcase in his possession, a match against Sting here tonight, once again in the main event of Monday Night Raw. It is time for Roman Reigns to prove himself. Remember what I said heading into Payback. He cannot win that effective big one. He can't beat your Daniel Bryans, your CM Punks, those top stars of Monday Night Raw. And if Sting has got a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity lined up for him next week at No Way Out, then Sting is one of those top stars to go with it. And once again, I will ask, can Roman Reigns win the big one? Can Roman Reigns beat Sting here tonight? We will find out between these two men. And here we go between them as well. Sting, how much ring rust is there within this man? It's been a long time since he was last in the ring, competing in action and not, you know, hitting a Scorpion Death Drop from behind, which I can't lie, was an absolutely glorious sight to see last week. And again, just before the show came on the air. Roman Reigns sending Sting into the turnbuckle, belly to belly to him as well. Let's see what Roman Reigns does here on the aggressive start. Strikes raining down there, pun intended, onto Sting. But there is the Stinger finding the counter. He's going to go for a suplex here. Yes, he is. Very nicely done. Well struck from Sting as well. DDT attempt. Roman Reigns counters it. Knee in the gut. Leaping clothesline, and Sting goes down. And now gut-wrench suplex connected with it as well. Roman Reigns getting very aggressive. They're stomping down on Roman Reigns. Stomping down. I don't know how he's stomping down on himself. But one thing is for certain about Roman Reigns right now is that he doesn't care about Sting's opportunity and No Way Out. All he cares about is just proving himself. All he cares about is a win here tonight. That's all he wants from this, is a win. He just wants to prove his greatness. He wants to prove himself on the path to being the greatest of all time. Roman Reigns right now with 3 of these suplexes down on Sting. Grasping the small of his back there. But fair play to him. The Stinger right back to fighting back and hitting that DDT on Roman Reigns. He's taking a little bit of time as Sting takes in the reaction from this crowd here in Florida. And able to clothesline Roman Reigns up and over the top rope as well. To the outside, these two men go. Fight continues on outside of the ring briefly now. Is this where Sting will find an advantage. No, it will not. Roman Reigns back body dropping him onto the thin padding out here. That is a nasty impact that you do not want to be taking. Into the barricade, not once but twice. Roman Reigns thinking big here. Sting just a passenger as he is dropped face first into the barricade. My goodness. Huge impact to take there. And Roman Reigns now sees that there is a strong chance for victory in front of him. Superman punch from Reigns. And this could be a huge loss for Sting and a huge win for Reigns. Spear by Reigns. Spear by Reigns. And Mr. Money in the Bank might be a 3 count away from victory over the #1 contender. Moves into the cover. 1, 2, no! A kick out at 2 by Roman Reigns denies the chance for victory. And Sting is starting to fight back. Swatted the shot away, able to hit one of his own. Sidewalk slam now. Is this where the Stinger can fight on? He is riling himself up here. The crowd riling him on as well. And here goes Sting. Clotheslines. And a third one will send Reigns stumbling into the turnbuckle. Perfect place for Sting to hit the Stinger splash. Will he go big? He's going to go for the cover on Reigns first, thinking he's done enough. Roman Reigns just telling him, no way have you done enough. Kicked in the back though. Not able to fight his way out of that one. And Sting lying in wait here. Roman Reigns taking some time to get to his feet, but he is up to his feet. Sting hasn't realized it yet. Reigns up to his feet, and oh, what a lariat as well struck. And Reigns now riling himself up. Man, these two guys are going all out for the win here in the main event. They are willing to put everything on the line. Back in the ring we go now with a suplex from Roman Reigns. Kick in the gut. Reigns countered there by Sting, who struck him, turns him round. Scorpion death drop. Scorpion death drop to Reigns. And he covers Mr. Money in the Bank with 1, 2, and oh, of course it wouldn't be enough against Reigns. That move may have struck with a perfect element of surprise last week, but Roman Reigns is a different pedigree, a different breed when in that ring, and he just proved it right there by kicking out of the Scorpion death drop. But Sting stays on the offense right now, and he might be lining up for a devastating superplex onto Roman Reigns. Went for it, stopped by Reigns, who pushes him off and went with him. Reigns going to pull himself up to that second rope now, telling Sting to get up. Reigns sees the opportunity for victory and striking as quick as he can. Double axe handle there. Oh, but stuffed by Sting, who's in. Leaping DDT to Reigns, and it cut him. It cut Mr. Money in the Bank open. This is Sting's chance to go for victory right now. Roman Reigns, though, refusing to stay down, refusing to lay on his back and let Sting win this one. This ain't about Sting, this is about Roman Reigns, but Sting reminding him that he ain't gonna stop fighting. Not for Roman Reigns, not for anyone. The #1 contender to the World Championship, though, really being taken for a tough fight here in the main event. What are we going to see now from Reigns? Clotheslines him up and over the top rope. Roman Reigns now. You have got to be kidding me. Over the top rope. Oh my goodness. Roman Reigns takes flight and then some on Sting. And he's going to send him back into the ring now. This could be where Roman Reigns has beaten Sting. He turns him around as quick as he can. Covers him. Shoulders are down. Will this do it? No! Sting kicks out at 2. And Reigns with a shocked look on his face as if to say, how do I beat you? How do I put you down, old man? And Sting just ain't wanting to give up the answer here to Roman Reigns. What a main event fight this is right now. Both guys doing absolutely everything in their power to win. And Sting may have just a little more. Tombstone by Sting to Roman Reigns. Can Reigns do anything to fight back right now? Oh, he may well do. Yes, he will. He takes down Sting. I don't know how he's finding this in him, but he's going to try and find a way to beat him now. Has him in that high cross position and will lead it into a sit-out powerbomb. Covers Sting. Will this do it? No! Sting kicks out of that as well. It's got to be one big move will end this. Sting finds the counter. And look at this now from Sting. Atomic drop, Reigns stands. Another one, and Reigns falls. Double atomic drop to Roman Reigns. An attack in the arm now for a brief moment. Sting just kind of going through every move he can think up right now. Every single move he can go for. Anything that can lead to victory. And here we go. Roman Reigns staggering up to his feet. He doesn't know where he is right now. Advantage Sting. Scorpion death drop again. Roman Reigns has been fighting here, but Sting has come back as a completely different machine. Cover on Reigns, and with 1, 2, 3, Sting wins the #1 contender to the World Heavyweight Championship. Wins. What a conclusion to Monday Night Raw. What a main event that was as well. Sting is your winner here. After everything that Roman Reigns tried for, it wasn't enough. Once again, was everything that Reigns hoped for just not enough? Was all that talk about becoming the greatest of all time simply not enough? Sting is your winner in a phenomenal main event there. The #1 contender to the World Heavyweight Championship. He knows Marty Scurll ain't in the arena tonight, but come next week at No Way Out, he will be, and he will be standing across from that man with the world title on the line. I cannot wait for that evening. And I don't think either can Sting. An interesting night of Monday Night Raw action, though. Hopefully we'll have some news regarding some stuff that happened here next week on the final Raw of 2K18. We'll see you then. Thank you guys for watching. Take it, guys, and ta-ra.